Oops.
Oh, yes.
It's just a big old glow reflection.
Yeah.
I don't even know what this thing's called. I probably should.
When he's not joking.
Okay, I think. This is fun. I like to say communication is 45% verbal, 55% body language. With that tip number 1 is look at people's mouths when you talk to them, and that will alleviate any awkwardness, because if you don't look someone in the eyes, that can tell someone that you're either insecure, you're lying, you're not being honest, or you're just not interested in talking with them. You're making it look like you're looking at them in the eyes, but you're actually looking right here. So you're still looking at their face. It keeps good body language. The second tip is to pretend like you lost something, and that sounds really weird, but if you start walking around like you lost something, people are bound to ask you, hey, what'd you lose? If you're somewhere where you don't really know anybody, the only friend that you went to a party with,
just ditched you.
Yeah.
I lost my friend.
Yeah. And you could say that. You could say, yeah, I'm looking for one of my friends. I can't find them. When they say, like, oh, what do they look like? Or what's their name? Be like, I'm sure that they're probably just making out with some kid. Anyway, what's your name? And then use all that, because people are more likely to like you. 1, when you have a smile, which is another tip I'll be getting to, but 2 is they're more likely to want to talk to you if they're already engaging with you in some way. People are more likely to be like, okay, cool, this kid's not a threat, they're looking for help, let me help them out. The third tip I would be getting to, since I already mentioned it, I would say is smiling. You may not be able to speak the language, but as long as you smile, it's okay. From my experience, smiling will always win a crowd, and a smile will forever speak more than
an RBF.
Yes. If you don't know what an RBF is,
Google it.
Yeah. Just Urban Dictionary or Google, Yahoo, whatever it is. Since we're on YouTube, Google. You don't want an RBF.
I have an RBF. You don't want that.
You want to smile. So even if you don't feel like smiling, just. Another tip that I like to give people hate uncomfortable silence. That doesn't mean start popping your gun. That does not mean that's gonna piss someone off. Yeah, that will annoy someone, so don't do that. That means start looking through your purse or your backpack and just make noise.
The casual noise.
Yes, casual noise. Think about high school. If you're sitting next to some kid that you hardly ever talk to, and it's just awkward and silent, they're going to walk away telling their friends, wow, that kid was so awkward. It was the most awkward thing I've ever gone through. When you create sound, honestly, it alleviates a lot of just awkwardness. When they start looking at your stuff, say they look at your keychain that you're fumbling with, or if they notice that...
Like you have a colorful lanyard or something with the logo on it. Yeah,
exactly. They're going to notice that. By you making noise, it invites them into your life. Yeah, how does this look so far compared to this one?
Sharp. Look.
Oh, yeah, it does. Looks very clean. Thank you. Yeah.
This is why I always wanted to do your brows.
When you start liking one thing about yourself, then eventually, within the coming weeks, you'll start liking 2 things about yourself. And then you start liking 3 things, and then eventually you're going to like the majority of yourself.
It's like the process of self-love.
Yeah, I've tried telling people, you're freaking gorgeous, you shouldn't even be crying right now. Shut up. And although that it was the truth, I realized me telling them that they're gorgeous isn't going to make them love themselves.
Yeah.
Like when people ask me for dieting, I tell them cut out 1 week sodas, in 2 weeks cut out chips, and 3 weeks cut out, just progressively start cutting something out.
Yeah, just don't go cold turkey on it.
And it's the same thing for confidence and loving yourself. Is if you don't do it progressively in a manner that is healthy, then you're not actually going to love yourself, and that's going to be red all over your face. So what is that, like tip 4 is is
whatever tip we're on.
yeah. I'll say this. Tip number 4: don't say you're gonna love yourself. Start loving something about yourself. Like, I used to hate the size of my wrist. That probably sounds so weird. You're probably like, wait, what? wait, what? What's something that you used to hate about yourself that you love?
My thighs. Back before like thick thighs were a thing, it was like bad to have them. You were just like made fun of for it, but like now I like them, but especially because they saved my phone on multiple occasions.
So this is something that I've told Jasmin. This is something that I love telling people. I'm like, realize women are supposed to have hips so you can literally shove a baby out of you. Literally. Not just California, literally, but literally. Each of those things on our bodies are there for a purpose, and it's up to us to say whether we're going to let magazines tell us that we love it or hate it. Going back to, I guess, social tips is, I don't really watch TV anymore, but I do know the importance of just being updated on what's going on. Tip number 5, engage in consumerism, but don't let your objects possess you. And that's just a well-rounded tip all around. It is a well-rounded tip all around.
Round and round.
This is kind of a drawn-out tip, but one of my friends, her name is Shaylee, shout out to Shaylee from New York. I remember I asked her, what is the one thing that you've learned about Americans? And she said, you guys have access to everything in the world, but yet the majority of you know so little about how it functions. And that really spoke to me, because so many of us just, we literally live in the greatest country on earth. Like, I know.
That one's being stubborn.
Yeah, I could feel that.
We're like kind of spoiled.
Yes.
Think about it.
We are very spoiled. We're so spoiled. We're making a freaking video about my eyebrows, talking about social issues.
Tell you.
Yeah, if that doesn't tell you how spoiled our society is. Honestly, think that when you start looking up everything of how the world works, you become humbled. And hey, I'm still here making a YouTube video about my freaking eyebrows and talking with Jasmin.
But still so humble.
Yeah, so humble. I should probably think of another tip.
We're still on tip 5.
I know, I'm like talking about tip 5. Half the freaking video is going to be about tip 5.
Gonna have to edit out tip 5 quite a bit.
Yeah. At least it'll give me plenty to work with. Tip 6 is optional, is show a little skin. So here's the thing. Although women in America can wear whatever they want, they don't have to cover their bodies, hallelujah. Realize 100 years ago, if you showed your boobies out in public... So
I'm just showing this right now, and that would have been enough.
Yeah, this would have been... Can we turn a little? Like this would have been enough for a man to say, oh, okay.
How much?
Yeah, how much? $10 a pop? I don't know. By you showing that much skin, you are telling a guy, hey, or a woman, you don't know.
Whichever way you roll.
Yeah, whichever way you roll. Or if you're a guy showing off your muscles, same exact thing. Trying to attract either another guy, another woman, doesn't matter. You're showing them with your cleavage and with your muscles is, hey, this is what I want for you to notice. Or are we done?
No, I was just waiting for you to say that.
Oh, okay. I would say then, moving on to tip 7, is always be sure of what you're saying. If you're feeling insecure, put on a show. And unless that's your aim, is to make people underestimate you, then okay.
Then go for it.
Yeah. Keep doing you. Keep doing you. Tip 8. If you're constantly going like this here, if you're constantly going like this, and you're kind of like
that face.
Okay, so like here, let me sit back. If you're constantly going like this, and you're leaning
like
forward,
slouched.
Slouched, that speaks to people that you don't believe in yourself. You may believe in yourself, but if you're constantly going like this, that tells people that you don't believe in yourself. That tells people that you need self-confidence. But if you're constantly going like this with your shoulders out, your shoulders open, kind of like she is, very open, and that tells people like, okay, they have confidence. They have They believe in themselves, even if you don't. Is it done?
I mean, do you want to like see how it looks?
Oh, sure. So hey guys, versus that ratchet setup of just us popping a squat. Yeah, popping a squat on my bed. We figured because I was helping Jasmin with the project, I helped her film for a potential YouTube video. I'll be putting the info in the description bio for that, if that pops up, just in case. But I'll put her username and everything in there for Instagram. But we wanted to give a bit more of an illuminated glow for her face and for my newly tamed.
Your tamed brows now.
So we'll probably make a little close up. Let's go in for the close up. Okay, cool. So let us know what you think. If Jasmin could have plucked more and gotten a lawnmower and could have done something. Something.
Just wax them off.
Yeah. Just maybe I'll shave them off next time. We'll go for that alien look. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Let us know if you have any ideas. All the best. God bless. What do you want to say?
Still be humble.
Still be humble. I hope I wasn't blocking your light, so I'll go back a little. But yes, still be humble, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below.